Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to be looking at our free comic book day haul. The things that we picked up when we went into London to get free comics back in, when was it, May or?
Beginning of May.
The beginning of May, yeah. So this is my brother Noah, if you haven't seen him before. And we split between the two of us. So I read some, he read some. So we're just going to go through one by one and basically say our thoughts on them. So we'll start off with DC Superhero Girls. Okay, this was one of yours.
Yep.
The ones I left with you to read. What did you think of it?
I thought, yeah, it was alright, yeah, but it wasn't for my audience, so yeah, because it was more childish, so it wasn't for me, but it was alright, yeah.
So what sort of person do you think would appeal to then? If it's not for your age?
Mainly for young girls, but I've like 5 to 10 year olds, because the art style is for children as well, I say, and also the premise and also like the action. Yeah.
Okay. But was the action good?
No, because for young children, I say.
Oh, so it went a bit soft.
Yeah.
In comparison to what we're used to with DC.
Mm-hmm.
Fair enough. Okay. Well, I mean, I picked it up specifically because of to give it to our niece later on, and yeah, if you're saying that she'll enjoy it, then yeah, I'll definitely pass it on to her. Next, we have Lady Mechanica. This is one of yours as well, isn't it?
Yeah, I read that. It was about a woman who had been enhanced by, like, it was in like a steampunk world where they had got, some people had like machinery in them, and like normal people didn't like that. So she was looking to this guy, and she was made, but all her memories was gone because her master like took it away. Saying she went.
So is she a machine or is she?
She's part machine. Part
Okay. So
like her whole arms, all her arms.
So it's sort of similar to Deus Ex then, with that sort of split.
Yeah, and like normal humans don't like it. It's like the saying she was trying to find out more about her master, but every single time she gets close, yeah, she kind of leaves it.
Something that you think that you would carry on reading if you had
Yeah,
the chance?
I think it's a good story. I think it's alright. Like, yeah.
Got you drawn in? Fair enough. Okay. Well, to me it looks good. I mean, I love the art style. I'm gonna have a look at this later. Even the main character looks like really interesting. What's her name?
Lady Mechanica.
Literally, that's it.
Yeah.
All right, fair enough. Next one. This is one that I read. Did you have a chance to read this as well?
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is Ultra Street Fighter 2, and Street Fighter is actually one of the first Western comics that I read. I say Western, but it's not really that Western because Street Fighter is of course Japanese. But in the style is separate from manga. That's what I really mean. And yeah, I remember back when I was 16, reading one of the old ones there, someone gave me one, and I was just amazed by the art style. This does not let me down. The art style was amazing, even though it was a different artist to the one that I had before. It was still really, really good. Story,
I liked it.
You liked it?
Yeah.
To me, it seemed very predictable. I mean, as someone who's grown up like seen a lot of Street Fighter stuff, I mean, I know that Ken versus Ryu is pretty common. We got that in this.
And
And the light versus the dark as well.
Yeah.
Versions of them. That's very, very common. Comes up so much from Akuma through to Ryu. It's recurring. But even so, it did stop me from reading it. It was still really interesting to read. And yeah, it was a complete story as well. It linked into other stories that went before and that will come after, but in itself it was a complete story, which I liked. Most of these are teasers to get you into the actual thing. This was just self-contained, which I thought was brilliant. So yeah, I would definitely recommend that. Where that will make me want to read more Street Fighter, if I see it, I'll read it, but I'm not going to go out my way to buy it, personally. But yeah.
We know a lot about Street Fighter.
Yeah, we know, and it's best kept in its place, which is as a game. I mean, the comics are good, but when it comes down to it, it's just Street Fighter. Our next one, so help the CBLDF defend comics, Reading Without Walls. This is actually a collection of comics created by the CBLDF, which, let me just say what that stands for, the Comic Book Legal Defense Fund. and I'm assuming that's an American organisation. And honestly, I just thought that this was brilliant. The short stories in this book were really good. Some interested me more than others. I don't know what you thought. Same? Yeah. I mean, which one stood out for you?
I liked the first one.
The first one
Was alright, but the main one I liked was this one. I like the dream one.
The dream one was good. That's Tiger and versus Nightmare. I thought that was very good.
Did I like this one?
That one was okay. It ended on a really nice cliffhanger. That was the creepy case files of Margot Melly. I thought that was good. And
the
Kit Construction Company. I just thought that was so amazing, so brilliant. And I don't know if it was intentional, but the way that at the end, spoilers, but the way that at the end of it, it has the fact that they're very capable, the cats, but no one takes them seriously because of the way that they look. It's like so relatable. I mean, of course, as a black person, and also as just thinking of how women are typically treated in the workplace, where people don't take you seriously because they may look good or something like that. So just like, they're just there for decoration. And I thought that was, well done. But I'll definitely be interested if I was to see any of them, like in the store, in the comic book store. If I was to see any, I would definitely have flicked through and consider buying them because I think it was a good selection that they had in there. Next one, Overwatch. Did you read this one?
Yeah, that was one.
What did you think of it?
The first one I read. I thought it was good because I don't actually play Overwatch. I've just seen the short clips. And I was like, yeah, this is interesting. And I got to see most of the other characters because I normally see the main ones the gorilla one. I don't know what his name is. I see Tracer. But I thought it was interesting.
Did you have you seen the short about Sombra?
No.
The one where she's breaking into the place. I think this is based after it. Which is why you have this this soldier. What's her name? I can't remember it. Sergeant Zarianova being sent off to hunt for her after she's broken into the place. So to me, I mean the art was brilliant. You got to see loads of different locations, which was really good. I mean, I found Numbani really interesting location, even from the shots that I've had before. I found that really interesting location. The designs always look brilliant. I mean, Sombra's design has been one of my favourites from the beginning.
Yeah, same.
And the action was really good. I like the whole discussion between the Omnic and the Sergeant. I thought it was really nicely done. But it left so many questions, and I feel that some of the questions are because we're not familiar with Overwatch because we don't play it. But then, either way, it still had me intrigued. I've seen some of the comic stuff from Overwatch before, not to read, but as in I've seen clips of the Tracer comic and ones like that, and it does appear interesting to me. If a book was to come out, a collection of them, I would definitely consider getting it just to read, because I do find that the whole story, the whole lore behind Overwatch really good, which tends to be a typical thing with Blizzard. That lore's always good. Did you read the one on the back? So
I did not.
What's it called? Black Hammer, I believe. You don't actually figure out the story, the name of it until the end.
Honest,
This one, Black Hammer.
To be honest, I couldn't be asked.
I thought the same thing. I started reading it and I was like, they have derivative names, the art style.
Compared to the Overwatch.
All that. Yeah, compared to Overwatch. And then the more I went into it, I realised it's sort of, it's in itself a sort of satire. It's making fun of the whole superhero trope. It's like their own Justice League, and they're just, just doing that thing. Actually, I think it's more comparable to Legion of Superheroes than anything, because it's loads of different alien species and stuff. But as I read through it, at first I was sort of forcing myself, but as it went on, and they sort of mentioned the first superheroes, the age of the first superheroes, and how amazing they were, but how they just vanished. That's when I started getting intrigued. And then towards the end, you actually see a flashback to those superheroes just sort of living a normal everyday life, and you're just like, what happened? And then suddenly at the end, one of the superheroes' children or descendants pops up, and you're just like, what? And so I'm actually quite intrigued about this, and depending on whether I see it or not, what reviews it gets, I might actually look into taking this one further. which I did not expect to when I started reading it. But yeah, that's that one. Barrier.
That was yours.
What can we say about Barrier? I like the layout. I mean, it's landscape, which is cool.
Never seen it. I haven't seen many comics landscape.
I haven't seen many comics landscape. I also haven't seen many comics which cannot be read unless you speak both English and Spanish. Unfortunately, neither of us speak Spanish fluently, so I mean,
only GC level.
Yeah, I didn't have time to, sit down and translate everything using Google Translator. So unfortunately, we weren't able to. We can't. There's not much we can say about it. We couldn't read it.
That was based on a southern Mexico. Yeah, in Mexico, in Texas.
Yeah, it was something to do with that, but.
Yeah.
I don't want to speculate too much because I honestly just don't know what the story was. Freedom City, I saw it.
Could be asked.
Couldn't be bothered. Honestly, couldn't be bothered. I know it's got something to do with rights and it's very informative and it's like historical based, but during this time it's like probably great for kids. And I'm going to be sharing it with my classroom after having a quick skim over to make sure it's alright. But not really what I was going there for, so I'll just leave that one out. And now, Angelic. Now, I left this one till last because, honestly, I think it's amazing.
I think it's good.
Just good?
No, I think it's good. Like, great, good.
Fair enough. Well, for me, first of all, the art style's brilliant.
Yeah.
Which is always great. I like that they use a combination of lined art and more painterly style art. I mean, I like to use that sort of combination myself, especially with my intros and stuff. So seeing that here as well was cool.
I really like the art in this one.
Yeah, you like the art as well? Yeah.
Especially this page.
The opening one?
Yeah.
The opening page, yeah, it was brilliant. I like the whole sort of religious concept behind the species, this flying monkey species, which you can see pictured there. That's the main character is one of those, and it's just basically following her story because she's like a rebel.
Yeah. She's not following any of the
any of the rules that have been put in place by her society, and because she's asking the question why, and they don't like that, and it's really interesting because you get hints of why there's no humans and where the humans have gone and the effect that the humans have. And
they think that humans are the bad people.
They think humans are the bad people.
But they actually
and they praise their makers, yeah.
And they praise makers, which are the humans.
Which are humans, clearly, yeah. And they worship machines or remnants of machines.
Yeah,
and things like that, which is quite interesting. I mean, personally, this came out a few weeks ago. I'm gonna wait to see a few more reviews, but I'm probably gonna buy that. That'll probably be my next series. So because I just think that the whole idea of it is brilliant, and the art was brilliant, and yeah, it'll be great to see where they take that story because I've been looking for fresh stories for a while, and I think that this could be one. So yeah, that's all the ones that we looked at. The rest weren't too interested in or weren't our style, so we just sort of shoved those to the side. Like we don't do vampires, never really interested us. Alright, so I think that's it. We've had a look through his comments. Hopefully you found that a bit useful. Let us know what you thought, or if you've got different ones, tell us what ones you picked up. And that's all for now. Until next time.